Anyway. And
No!
Yeah.
God damn it.
Sorry.
All right. Curses on your house. Curses on everybody. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are, or darkness. And I'm not gonna make the error of saying that this is the werewolf venue. Because yes, it's mage and stuff, and I don't know how to intro. Whatever. So
Dun, 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 dun.
yeah, but I'm not a hermetic yet. So hold your pottering, sir. As of today at the Happy Dragon, the magnificent chantry with well, food that apparently a certain character can never get enough. um well, Elijah is actually in the kitchen.
Who?
Ah, fuck you. Fuck you, I'm tired.
Oh.
Fuck you. It's now rated Black Dog. It's Elijah, he's dead. Yeah, I killed him in the living room with the chandelier.
Oh no.
Anyway, as I was saying, Theo, there you go. Get confused with with also your name. Theo is actually going through the cellar, trying to find fucking wine, trying to find some wine and have a look at what they have. And this is where we'll start the scene. Whatever.
And what you're in the basement, sorry.
I mean, I guess this is where he would keep the bottles of wine of the restaurant. Even if somehow I don't, I ask myself if actually the little dragon, Happy Dragon, have wine. So that's probably like it's my quest. It's Theo's quest. He's trying to find wine. Because if I remember correctly, someone told me that there was a bar or whatever chantry, and I don't know if that's the name of James' room. So I'm trying to find wine. Okay.
if you are looking about in the cellar, how about Nausicaa and Ava are in the kind of like the portal room, not actually past the portal, and both
Yes.
appear to be like kind of like they've got like a few like old tomes open on the floor, and they appear to be kind of like discussing things and seem to be like referencing different books and trying out like there's clearly like people have been like drawing on the ground in chalk and stuff.
Mhm.
Saskia?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, books.
Nothing wrong with books. Books are heaven.
So yeah, and I guess they will see James. Also, just stares at him.
James.
Oh, thank God! Hey, you expect it from me. You expect it from me. Yeah, we see.
I like Tori. Like, I don't know anymore.
Don't worry, William. Everything will be fine.
So Arthur.
Oh, God damn it, no.
Arthur appears.
So, yes.
I'm sorry. I missed you too. Jesus. Ava will look up and wave. Hey, Theo.
Oh,
What are you doing?
hi. I'm actually searching for wine. Because I'm not sure if my memory deceived me, but I'm pretty sure that I think I think there was either a reference to a bar or the fact that someone was actually a heavy drinker. So I don't know. Although I should probably have thought about it a little bit more before going to the basement, as the restaurant doesn't really. I mean, no offense to Lee, but I'm not sure that the clientele really is up for wine tasting. Although I may be wrong, I don't know.
I don't think a lot of people here have wine. I know there's vodka in the kitchen. You could ask James. I guess he might have wine. We could also just go and buy some, if you like.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be what's gonna happen.
Nausicaa looks up from the Nausicaa looks up from the book she's been like studying. Just kind of scowls. Are you also an alcoholic?
Well, hello to you, Nausicaa.
Hello, Theo.
To answer your question, no, not really. But
Nausicaa just looks back in her book. That's what they all say.
Yeah. No, I need it for the gods, not for me.
Nausicaa actually looks up from her book again. Which god?
All the gods requires wine. It's not just Dionysus. It's the principle of a libation. Although I would technically need milk, honey, wine, water. Well, I mean, water, milk, and honey are way more easier to find in the restaurant. That's why I was wondering regarding wine.
Nausicaa just kind of like closes the book, and you can definitely you can really tell that she's kind of being disingenuous with what she says next. She's like, "Well, fine. I suppose I have to come help you if you're gonna."
Ava is trying to hide this big smile on her face, and she's not hiding it very well, but she's just covering her mouth. She's like, yeah, I suppose we have to help our newest member of the John Tree to experiment, or right?
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's some raisins in the greenhouse, but I don't think I will have time to turn them into alcohol. So I guess buying wine is literally the fastest option.
If you like, I could call Tito or Louis. They may have some wine at their restaurants. For the record, if Ava knows anything about these places, they have. If they do have wine, it'll be the worst, horriblest, cheap thing ever.
Yeah, Ava will like give it a couple of seconds before she's like, well, or we could go to the liquor store down the street. There's one not too far away from here.
Nausicaa shrugs.
Well,
Sure.
well, yeah. I guess a liquor store is gonna be probably faster.
And you have more variety. And like variety is definitely not a word for better taste, but hey.
Well, I mean, I'm probably not gonna buy, some champagne as a first try, even if champagne, well, is not necessarily. Although, as he thinks, although perhaps I should get at some point if I want to get help for Dionysus. But I think I should go with the basic I should go with basics and
I mean,
take some
still.
wine. I mean, take some wine and like not take the cheapest. Take a good bottle. Take a good bottle and try it.
Well, I mean, we were about done here, right, Nausicaa? Or was there still something you wanted to discuss?
There's always something more I want to discuss, but we can
This
put
is
this on
true.
hold.
This is very true.
Well,
yeah, let's go then.
yeah.
Totally sure.
And then we will interrupt this scene because we will botch, and it's like, "Hey, Duncan, you just came back. Hey, I'm back."
Let me actually pull up the Mage Dice Roller and get this scene going. I'm still in Odessa. Okay, so. Okay. So yeah, I guess the trio are going off to the restaurant outside.
Okay, I will just need to post something to make Robert ever jealous, saying the mages are going out to the liquor store.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I have
Wow.
6 successes.
Many. You have many.
Okay. Like
I
what?
have
What
4.
did the flying fuck, Robbie?
Hey, I've invested a shitload of experience in not getting caught by the 10-man Tentacrusts. Also, your rolls are all minus 1 difficulty because of Nausicaa's row.
So you're on diff 5.
Okay, so we're on diff 5 because of the phone.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, and I add my
Arcane is 1 dice, and turn identity is
arcane.
2.
Okay, but I haven't, I don't have my Oh, well, I mean, Robert is sad.
Aww.
Didn't saw the link. I mean, we can throw a link
We
to
can
the
throw a
Robert.
link. That's no problem. Like, there was no link.
Yes, there was no link.
There was no link. Robert. Oh, Robert. There you are.
Okay, so Dex and Stealth. Okay, so I'm going with 5. Okay, it's good. I need to get that alternate identity validated.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, no major incident, and then
Yes.
James will appear out of nowhere saying, "Botch."
Well, I sent him the link. It's up to him
Yeah.
whether he comes or not.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
I guess we can just keep going and always phone
Yeah.
James like, hey, do we need to take your order? And then he could be like, oh, wait, I'm coming. Something like that.
Yeah, or more realistically, he's already there.
Or that.
Oh my god, let's fucking do that if he jumps in.
He fucking brought the liquor store. He brought it.
Oh boy.
Oh, but yeah. Billy's a little bit nervous because, well, I mean, being a cop, he's very suspicious of anybody with fucking journals or certain cars that appear to be just there, with their driver behind the wheel, like minding their own business. But he knows that that's true. We're on a stakeout.
Yeah.
So
You actually see as Nausicaa walks down the street, like she is a bit, like she kind of walks a bit weirdly. Like she'll just kind of like occasionally just kind of stop and move to the other side of the road. There's like a really weird, like almost chaotic, walking to her, which is essentially her.
it's the don't see me walk.
Yeah.
On the other hand, has brought Paris along because that dog does not get out a lot, and he really should. And she seems to be like, even though she looks around, she honestly seems to be the less careful of the three of them. And she's like, yeah, I'm just walking here with my dog,
In
as you do.
in his mind, he's gonna think very very loud. Like, yeah, I can't believe that she eluded the police for so long.
Which is so true. Oh boy.
Oh, well, that's still a little bit weird to see the outside.
Well, welcome to New York City.
Oh well, thank you. It's my first time here.
Huh.
Not,
Well,
not-
there are some lovely sights here to see.
I'm sure. I'm sure also. I'm sure also I'm gonna need as he looks. Huh. Actually, I should probably message them.
Message whom?
Well, my partner, to tell him alive, I'm good, or just leave a cryptic message at a post pole, drawing a cross, big X
It might be better if he thinks you're dead.
somewhere. Well, perhaps, but he's still my partner, and he helped me.
You
He
should
helped
do
me
whatever makes
against
you
the
feel good.
technocrats, so. Or should I say the black suits?
In my experience, feeling good is highly overrated.
Well,
God.
I'm sure you should meet him. I'm sure you and he will make tremendous conversation.
Why?
He's also of the mind that, happiness is overrated.
Sounds like a wise person.
Well, he's been in the force for 25 years. So,
Oh,
yeah.
By the way,
Comes with wisdom.
Theo,
Yes.
that store over there, that like secondhand bookstore,
Okay.
don't go in there without like one of us at least. For now, I guess.
Why is there a creepy murder librarian that I should know about?
Kinda. Yes.
Sort of. Well, at least it's someone who knows a little bit too much. Without us actually telling him.
Okay.
It's not necessarily bad, but it's also not necessarily.
But suspicious is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we can never be too suspicious.
Yeah. But yeah, liquor store is right around the corner. You can actually see it over there already.
Please tell me you brought the fucking liquor store.
No, Nozick would never buy something so immoral.
No, I'm talking to Robert, who's already in the liquor store. Please tell me you brought the fucking liquor store.
I don't know. He'd have to ask his boss for a pay rise.
Hey, Nausicaa, can you just pay me an alcohol next time?
No, but speaking of the liquor store, and I should probably, because we are outside.
Yeah, we all did.
Yeah.
Yep, because we are outside. And yeah, that's a significant batch of successes. The Cerberus program is still up, right?
Yep.
Sweet. So yeah, speaking of the liquor store, the automatic door will sort of ding open, and you will see James walking out with a brown paper bag in one arm.
Nausicaa and the other two are standing there. Nausicaa scowls at James and puts her hands on her hips.
Better start smelling the brown bag. Could be sausage in there, you know. Just saying.
James. Actually, no, sorry. What's your sneaky name?
Sticky name.
Jonathan.
Jonathan. What a surprise.
Anna.
Georgios, I guess. I don't
Who's
know.
this?
We're laddering names.
Oh, you two haven't met.
No.
OC, weren't you in my intro scene? Robert, I'm pretty sure you were.
No, I don't think I was.
God damn it. I would. Well, yes. Then he is he's gonna extend a hand. I'm the newbie. I come from the other side.
Is John Constantine his face claim?
Yes.
Nice.
Well, perhaps we should do official introductions once we're back at home. But yeah, we were
Yes.
gonna buy some wine.
Oh, really?
Yes,
What
I
kind?
do need wine. Well,
Maybe you could recommend us a bottle, Jonathan. I'm sure you've tried them all.
Not them all. No.
I think it's impossible to try all wines.
There are some wines that you shouldn't necessarily want to try. But yeah, I could. What are you looking for?
red wine, very deep crimson, almost blood.
So,
Well,
any particular region?
Well, if we had
Italian?
to go with a region, I would say Greece.
Greece.
But I'm not sure they would have that, so I guess
Greek
California
red
or
wines.
Chilean.
Chilean. Might I suggest Spanish?
Spanish also works,
Yes.
merely for a test.
For a test.
Well, you know,
Oh, a
that
test.
kind of testing.
Nausicaa walks over to the Spanish section of the wine and pulls one out, looks at it. What about this Rioja?
We're playing the real wine game.
Oh. First off, that's Roja.
It says Rioja.
It's Spanish.
So what kind of wine would you recommend from Spain?
Possibly a Faustino, if they have it.
Okay. He's gonna search. He's gonna search for a Faustino, and probably gonna find one. Yeah, a Gruppo Faustino. He's gonna take a Gruppo Faustino and bam, let's get on with it. Let's buy some wine. And yeah,
He holds up a finger and he walks along the aisle for a second. You see him inspecting the different bottles of wine in the Spanish section. And he will come back. It is Faustino 1, Gran Reserva, 2005.
And he's going to take the bottle. Very well, then I'm gonna try this one. I'm gonna try this one, and then I will have to find a way to order some Greek wine.
Greek wine.
Well, symbols.
Greek wine. I'm sure we could find a place.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure we can find some. The only problem will be obviously importing it. Probably will cost a little bit more than a standard one, but sometimes you've got to pay a little extra.
Indeed.
Well, I'm gonna pay for this one, and we can be on our way.
Do you need money?
Oh no, that's fine. I have my credential back.
Oscar shrugs. Nilson's actually going to go over to the inevitable, just like soft drinks fridge.
Is Paris with them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Then James will walk over where they have some liquor stores, especially places like ABC or places that have wide selections, usually have a dried meats and cheeses section, and he will go grab one of the small sausages there and pay for it.
Norska's getting one of the workers to help her buy literally all of the energy drinks and like boxes of crisps, chips.
There's Theo thinks a little bit. Actually, that makes me think. Is there a store where I could buy some cereals?
Cereals? Like,
not breakfast cereals. I mean cereals.
Like Frosties?
No. Before they become Frosties.
Cornflakes?
Like grains and stuff.
Yeah.
Grains.
Probably. I mean, everybody makes their own muesli now, I guess.
I mean, I'm sure there must be a vegan store. They're everywhere those days. Now I can see. Is actually didn't we joke about the fact that Nazca is gonna buy like every single vegan store and change them into McDonald's?
Oh no!
That's what she does as she becomes an Afonde. Stocks
Or
her
Marauder. Then, if it's a Marauder, it's not even McDonald's at that point. It's McBurger Town. They have one item on the menu: burger.
We often do our shopping online. We could order you them, I'm quite sure.
All right.
We could like order them from like a farm. Nausicaa looks like she's unsure as to if that's where they come from.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's. I mean, we can
Well, I
just.
mean, if we find a Both Nation nearby, we should be able to get it.
Can't we just Google that? Even vegans use internet nowadays.
I mean, I just need grains. I just need grains. Like, I'm pretty sure we could find it to any store, but at least I know where they come from.
No, what do you need? Do you need like eating grains? Do you need brewing grains? What are you doing?
I'm gonna need, as he thinks, at least wheat.
Okay. Like milled wheat? What are you looking for? Raw wheat?
This is the point where the French person is like, you put me in a hard situation, Robert. I just want the fucking grains. The fucking grains.
The
Untouched.
devil is in the details.
Untouched. The grains. Pure. Pure.
Okay, so
I'm sure we can find somewhere.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, worst case scenario, I can order them online.
let's see. Grow NYC. James has his phone out at this point.
Nausicaa's busy paying for the dozens of energy drink. And piles of crisps. And yeah, comes in like 2 or 4 kind of like big double pack carrier bags. She just looks meaningfully at the others, especially James.
Oh God, I just realized. You know what you need? You actually need a fucking bag of holding.
That'd be cool. Basically, correspondence.
Yep.
Away. She's looking meaningfully at James and whispers.
Yes.
Apprentice.
Oh, snap.
James raises an eyebrow.
Girl. So, do we go back home?
Sure. I just need some people to help me carry all this.
You know what? I'll help you out. And Dava will take like the majority of whatever Nausicaa's holding.
Thank you, Ava.
James will take
sorry.
a single back.
And Theo is gonna take one from Ava because she took the majority of it.
And yeah, they can go back. Nausicaa's giving James side eye.
And Theo in his mind, CEO, CEO.
And I suppose they make it back.
Yes, we make it back safe and sound because nobody watched.
Apart from the occasional time where Paris kind of pulls Ava off balance because he's carrying way too much stuff, and Paris.
If Ava's carrying loads of it, Nausicaa will just look very angrily at James, and Nausicaa will like take her fair share, but she is weak as shit. Bad Jane.
Somehow
Telling
in my mind now, I see that to Nausicaa, James is a fucking intern, and it's like, apprentice, go get me some coffee.
Firstly, literally yes. Secondly, he's half some blow. His only real capabilities is like brute force things.
Wow.
Anyway, yes, we are at the Gentry now with the magic talk. So, hello.
Hello.
Sorry we weren't introduced, but so anyway, I'm Theo.
James is busying himself with placing his own brown bag on the kitchen counter and putting bottles in places. I'm James Alexander Kant.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. I assume you're new?
Well,
or are you just new to the area?
No, I'm new. Not new to the area.
Interesting.
I guess that's a way to put it. So, yes, as I was explaining to Nausicaa, I'm currently gathering materials to test my magic, I guess. I'm not sure yet what's gonna work or not, so I'm gathering everything that makes sense.
Do you have any idea what you might be capable of?
I'm going to search into the spirit domain, considering well, I was guided by an underground nymph, and I'm pretty sure that the path I used is one of the doorways to the underworld to get here, so I think spirit is a pretty good chance.
Is that all you do?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I've not thrown fireball out of my ass during my awakening, so
no, I mean when you awakened.
Well, when I awakened, I got taken away from my bureau in the police office, and I just tried to escape from my life. Went through the underworld and didn't do anything much magical outside of traveling through the underworld. So I can't really say for sure what I can or can't do. So I need to try.
That's fair. And James will go into his bag and he will pull out one of the wrapped dried sausages. He will unwrap it and look over at Ava. May I?
I mean, Ava probably, before she can even react, Paris's nose has probably picked up on the smell and is like, you know, James just became his new best friend.
It's your dog, still.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, you can give him some. I mean, Paris is kind of jumping up and down next to James.
And he will drop the small dried sausage for the dog. Okay, fair enough.
I mean, if Alva was that angry,
She could have just said no, Jesus.
still
Before
from
Paris can
God.
do anything, Avas jumps for the sausage. Paris is going to be busy with the sausage for a while. Oi.
Mm, as he is, he's making, he's taking notes, not of the sausage relationship with the dog apparently, but he's looking through his note and looks at all three of them. So, okay, if I want to try something, I'm probably going to start with what I know best, which is a prayer, which is a prayer. Although I think perhaps the more ritualistic and rules I use on this, because there's no other way to put it in this ritual. I would actually need assistance.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, why don't we go to the temple and you can do a demonstration?
Sure. So, okay. As he goes, like, basically he goes through the list. Okay, so I don't have this or that. He's gonna go through the kitchen. Oh, sesame. Okay, well, I guess Pat's gonna have to do it. As he is he's taking it. Okay. This, that. Okay. Well, I believe I got what I can ask for. As he thinks, although, as he says, I have muttering to his breath. Although I guess next time that he gets a supply of food, I'll need some dry meat. Maybe a living pig. We'll need to check later. Okay, so you've done more with spirits than I did. As he looks at Ava. Okay, what would you say is a standard? What would you say is a standard spirit experience for, let's say, beginner middle level?
I'd say
From personal experience.
the first thing that you notice when you get in touch with the spirit realms is that you actually start, well, literally noticing it. Like, you can't interact with it yet, but you know it's there. Some can see, some can probably hear. I saw them, but I guess there could probably be other ways. But yeah, definitely first thing is awareness.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I guess we can work with that. Maybe I'm overcomplicating it, but let's go with a grand show and see whatever happens.
Okay. What do you want of us?
Um,
There in case something goes wrong, or
well, I mean, I would appreciate if something went wrong that I could get some help from my peers and mentor, that would be pretty useful. Yes, as I don't know pretty much what would happen. So yes, I would very much like someone to intervene if things get out of hand. Even if I don't know if things can get out of hand,
They can.
how they would. I mean, yeah, I guess it can. I guess it can. I don't know, and what kind of person bad. So
You should be fine within the bounds of the temple, so long as you don't completely screw it up.
The worst case scenario is you get sucked into another dimension, visited by some kind of spirit that is angry towards you, or you just simply explode.
That's like ultra worst case scenario, which Nausicaa's very good at.
well, I think then we have our expert. Wood, as he's gonna take a cup and actually gonna take a small vase, take out the flowers out of it, take the waters out, and he's gonna pour the wine into it. Okay.
There's a small twitch from James as he sees you do this.
Don't worry. I think this is perfect. This is why I want Nausicaa to be there, but I've read some description. You need to be there because
Oh boy.
you will be perfect for it, and you will understand why.
Alpha will, by the way, grab a bottle of anything that's in the kitchen. Holy vodka. In
He
case you need to intervene.
Okay. I'm gonna get something to burn. Nausicaa, would you be? What would you prefer? Would you prefer to pour the honey, or throw the grains into the fire?
Nausicaa just raises her eyebrow.
It's sounding like some high ritual stuff.
I'll pour the honey.
All right. Then James, as he hands over the sesame. And lastly, and I love how overcomplicated this is, but I find it nice to actually explore the theme. How good are you at crying? Fake crying.
Why does she need to cry? I'm confused.
I'm going to feed the dead.
You're what now?
I went through the underworld, ergo, I have a connection with the dead, the spirits of the dead. Thus, if I want to see them or perceive the world of the dead and not the world of the living, they need to be the one to grant me this. So, we're gonna go with a ritual to feed the spirits of the dead. And while there is some silence, crying, a woman crying to make them remember that they are, well, still remembered, is still part of, well, Greek tradition. And I'm not talking about orthodoxy. I'm talking about antiquity tradition.
James holds his hand up. This is your show, bud.
Why do I need to be the one crying? I mean, there's Nausicaa here if you want another woman. Oh, gosh.
I'm not going to pretend to cry.
He's gonna, he's gonna, show her, to Ada.
James could cry.
I mean, he said a woman. As far as I know, he's not. Well, I do have a Rhodes that can change my emotions. So technically, I could give you real tears.
I mean, it's not really about the tears. It's okay. It's like a chant, pretty much.
It's the symbolism of it.
It's a symbolism, exactly.
Okay.
It's a symbolism.
I can give it a try.
Like, it's pretty much what we're doing. We're giving it a try. Probably I'm overcomplicating things, but might as well go with a full ceremony.
Definitely not what any of us did when we first started experimenting.
This is true, but then again, there were less people to guide us or to help us.
And, well, I guess they go through the portal. Yeah.
Theo,
Let's go to the temple. Yes.
So before we do this whole feeding the dead
Mm-hmm.
thing, have you maybe tried to do other, maybe more simple things?
No. But this is the one that makes the most sense. From what I've read in the books, there is a layer of spirit perception that is solidly linked to the world of the dead. I'm gonna try and see through it.
Okay. All right then.
And he's gonna let himself be guided because he doesn't know exactly the way through the temple and stuff. Because
I mean, actually, you do, because that's where you arrived.
I mean, yes. Yes, okay.
Sure,
I'll
Actually,
be right back.
I mean, he wants to find a place. Like, he wants to find a place to do so. So it's more like, okay, let's find let's find a place to do so.
Abba will take a long leash and a pen.
Mm.
She will, once they're like inside the portal, and they're basically on the grass and everything, she'll put the pen in the ground and hook the leash on it, and just gives Paris the, run around freely, but don't run too far leash.
And he's gonna take a few steps and probably go, somewhere where basically the earth is visible.
Perhaps next to the
All
stream,
right.
I guess.
Oh yes, because there's a part that I need to play, and I love how overcomplicated this is, but I like to show off.
Hell yeah.
So what Theo is going to do is that he's gonna take off his shoes and only stay and he will take back his blazer to only have his white shirt.
Does he leave his hat on?
He doesn't have a hat, sir.
It's a joke. It's fine.
He doesn't have a hat. And ouch, my ears.
Nausicaa opens a can of energy drink.
God damn it.
Yep.
And he is going to go to the stream. He's going to go to the stream and he's going to wash. He's going to wash his hands.
I think you probably gain a bit of quintessence doing that.
Well, probably, but he doesn't know. As he basically washes. He washes his hand, washes his face and hair, and he turns, and after putting a little bit of woods, he will light the fire, and from his neck, he's actually gonna take out a god damn it, a thing around necklace. God damn it, fucking English. He's gonna take out a necklace, which has a small key at the end of it.
In the back.
So Nausicaa, while you're doing all this, is doing her best to look like she's not really interested, doesn't really care. This isn't really like this is just more silly magic that the rest of you do, but actually looks super like is quite clearly like pretty fascinated and like definitely paying attention. Hence her flaw.
And as he lights the fire, he's going to turn to James. If you would throw the sesame in the fire.
I'm sorry, what was that?
He's asking if you would throw the sesame into the fire.
Sure. Like now?
Yes, now please.
Okay. Yep. Throw the sesame into the fire.
And as you throw the sesame into the fire, and this nice and crispy smell starts to rise, he extend his hands to the earth, and he puts down the symbol of the key. The key on the earth, and he is going to make a prayer. Listen to me, Hecate, mother of three visage, bearer of the night, mother of crossroads, you who brings the dead to the underworld, bearer of many other names, mistress of witchcraft. Listen to my prayer. Bring to the dead, the deceased one, the ones who have been forgotten. As he turns to Ava, making a nod, as in, yes, this is when you can cry and fake crying.
Yeah, Ava will attempt to fake cry. She's not very good at that, I can imagine. Actually, let me see. Do I have expression?
It's okay. Think about your clone who died because of you.
God. Let me actually see if I have like manipulation expression or something like that. Just continue and I will.
Yeah. Bear the fruit of the earth and gain. And extend your hands to those who have departed. Give them the honey that came from the world. Feed them. Feed their thirst. Feed their hunger. Grant me the sight of those who have departed, and I will grant upon you an altar at the top of the chantry, as would we be befitted to you, Shtonoi. And he's going to look at Nausicaa, because he said about honey. If you would pour the honey to the earth.
Nausicaa's just looking pretty enraptured by the whole thing. Kind of snaps out of it momentarily and goes, "Oh yeah," and pours the honey.
And as the honey, get absorbed by the earth, he's gonna take the vase, and he is going to pour the entire wine on the earth. As the earth starts to absorb the wine. How does James feel? Because he's pouring everything. Every single drop of wine.
I mean, he's just like, well, if you were gonna, hey, he's just thinking to himself, well, if you were gonna do that, you could have just done that with like $7 swill or something like that. He's not saying anything out loud because this is your show.
No, I know, but just just seeing your reaction, through I put wine into a fucking vase. And well, I guess I'm okay. So since it's been a little while. Oh, it's a George. Since it's been a little while, but diff for a site, which is level 1 is highest, so 4, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, I think you could definitely argue that you've done some practice rolls, so you could roll
yes, I'm gonna roll. It's just that if it was diff free on the get go, it's not.
Well, it's not vulgar here, so it'll be diff 4, 3 + 1.
Yeah, so I'm gonna roll charisma high ritual.
Hot.
Wow. It's a fail. It's a fail. So it's definitely not gonna help me. As it's not the best. It's not the best. It's mostly improvised. So
you can roll again at +1 difficulty.
Oh yeah, because that's right. It's
even if you've not ritualized it.
I mean, it's a secondary skill, so the diff would be 4, so 5. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I hear myself in echo.
Sorry, was that your practice roll?
Yes, that was my practice roll.
Oh, right.
Was that? Yeah.
Yeah. You just roll your.
I mean, I'm just fucking rusty. Yeah. Nah. It's just way too. It's not gonna help me. It's not my day. So yeah, I'm gonna roll Arete with my amazing dice pool of 2 dice. Yay! 2 successes. And well, I have 2 solutions to flavor it. I'm gonna go with the symbol, as he is he's gonna take a handful of dirt. He's gonna take a handful of dirt and he's gonna smear it above his eyes. And he is, well, since it's a success, I guess I'm gonna see the spirit Vidar. Yep. So, Mr. Lupu, do I see anything special on spirit sight?
Where are
What
you
I-
exactly?
What I basically what he wanted to do was to see the ghost side of a spirit world while being in the temple.
You're gonna have to ask Duncan about that.
Hmm?
You're gonna have to ask Duncan about that. 'Cause he knows what's in the temple on
Oh, okay.
both sides.
Okay. But just I see things with my special eyes pretty much. We don't know what, but I see stuff. At least. As well, actually, technically, question: how do the others, like outside of the temple and the surrounding, how do the other mages look to me when I look through this lens?
Spirit, as far as I remember, you could see auras too with spirit.
It's a
Um,
different effect, though.
Give me
yeah,
just a second. I'm guessing you'd see them pretty normally, maybe a bit blurred because it's like looking through the umbra, and since
Yeah.
mages don't have any equivalent to like spirit heritage, there's no reason I see for why they wouldn't look like normal people.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking like maybe seeing as through the spectrum of death would actually have a slightly different tone, but I'm perfectly fine with them being blurry. As he's just wincing a little bit. Huh. Well, I mean, I'm seeing different. Currently, I'm not sure if it's because I got dirt and honey on my face, or if I need prescription, or if it worked. But yeah, I'm still seeing things a little bit differently. I guess that works. Kind of hard to tell.
If you want to be sure, I can try and, well, look into Shadow Worlds as well, because that's what you're looking at, right?
Yeah, I think. Not 100% sure,
Okay.
since
Let
it's
me.
not really visible.
No. Let me give it a try.
Hmm.
I will have to roll something first, though, before she's capable of looking into that particular area of the umbra. There's another road. And I was gonna, sit down and she's gonna, because I think by now she has certain poems memorized, so she's just gonna murmur a poem from Edgar Allan Poe to get in a certain mindset, which she will use her mind magic for. I have one success. If that's two, that will be enough because she doesn't need it for a long time just to, be able to do the next thing. And then she'll start drinking. She brought a bottle. And as she starts drinking, she'll watch. God fucking damn it. Wow. Okay.
You see dead people now.
So I bought my Arete roll. Dear SD.
Yeah.
Of course it had to be me.
Ah. Happened to other people as well.
Hmm.
So this effect
I have-
was.
It was she just wanted to look, so it's basically a level 1 effect.
Okay.
I have 6 paradox standing.
Ooh, that's gonna hurt.
If you,
Yep.
Yeah, you'll gain. If it was just you're using just level 1, right? So you'll just
Mhm.
gain 1 for this.
Yeah, it's just
Because it's not.
one. But
So nobody is exploding.
we'll leave the exploding for a later time.
So what do I do now? Roll my paradox?
Yep, backlash.
Oh boy. Okay. With a convincing success of 4.
Ooh. Okay. Roll me 4 dice. And soak to bashing.
Oh.
And yeah, you take 2 bashing, and let's see. So you're trying to see
Into the shadow world.
into the shadow world. Yeah. Your sight goes black. Like your eyes are wide open, but you can't see a thing. It just goes pitch black.
Oh
It
boy.
will remain pitch black for, let's say, about a minute.
Okay. Let me actually also roll to see how the alcohol was doing. Uh, but she feels
You're
sick as well.
gypsy.
Oh yeah. So she first of all kind of gives a scream when, all of a sudden there's 2 bashing. Boom. Ow! Fuck.
Actually, what the rest of you will see is basically Ava getting black eyes.
Well, that's not creepy at all.
No, not black eyes, like bruises around the eyes. Like
Oh, okay. Sorry.
She got raccooned.
yeah, basically, yeah. No, she didn't turn into a demon child. Like her eyes don't go black. It's just she gets black eyes. I chose my.
Okay. She'll actually put her hands in front of her eyes because fuck, that hurts. Then finally looks up and doesn't see anything. It's like, okay, I think we have a problem.
You okay? What's happened?
I mean, are you okay? Like, what? I don't know what happened, but it's dark.
I mean, as he kind of wins as he looks. I mean, looks like you got black eyes. Or
It feels like oh, okay. Yeah. So for just to be sure, for you guys, it's not black, like literally black, right? I can't actually see you. Just
No, you went
Tricky.
blind.
I guess.
Nausicaa
And I'm
will
not
kind of
feeling too well, but that could be something else.
Nausicaa will kind of help Ava to her feet, and she knows deep down that this is probably like a kind of like the magical effects that we've seen kind of like go wrong. But she'll mumble something about like alcohol not being good for her or something, even though she deep down knows that's not what it is, but she can't help it.
I mean, it's not entirely wrong, because, like, yeah, when you help Ava, she's definitely swaying on her feet, especially because she can't see, and being like drunk. It's like she does not quite know where's up and where's down, so she's holding on to Nausicaa. Shit.
And you regain your sight.
Whoa. Okay. Oh,
So-
bright light.
So Theo,
Yeah.
that's what happens if you fuck up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Magic is an extension of your own will. Even the best of us lose concentration at times.
And sometimes the universe likes to clap back.
Mhm. And it usually claps back in a way that is somehow somewhat related to.
Hmm.
So, you guys do the explanation. I'm just gonna sit down again.
Today doesn't seem like a day for magic.
I mean, I think my thing worked. But hey, at least I did something. Now,
If
I
you
need
say you did something, I mean,
well, I mean, yeah, because it's. I mean, obviously, perception is self-centered. I can't really share it, so yeah, I kind of get that. Maybe I failed, and it's the same problem as Ava. Who knows? But at least I did something.
that's true. So you were doing stuff with spirit.
Yeah, that was my intention.
I wonder what else you can do.
Well, I think I'm gonna go next. Considering that one of Hekate's domain is witchcraft, I guess I'm gonna try curse or blessing. I will need to search into those subjects and see if it works.
Nausicaa's just kind of like still keeping an eye on Ava. But yeah, when you're talking about all this like Greek stuff, she was like totally fangirling out.
Well, perhaps Nausicaa can help you with that.
Doesn't seem really to be within my purview.
No,
But- I
you-
suppose you're right. I could help.
It does sound like he's. It sounds like he's talking about Ars Fortuna.
yeah.
Blessing and curses. Although spirit, if you wish to use the spirit, that will be ours, manes. But Fortunae is naturally something I'm reasonably adapted with.
I would be very much honored to know a little bit more through your tutelage, then.
Well, sure. Would you like to start now?
Ah, Nausicaa,
And he takes a pause as he's like, "Well, I haven't really thought about it, but if you say improvisation is part of the gig, then I guess.
The only way you'll get to see what works is if you experiment. That's what we all did.
Yeah.
Yes. Learning, education, applying what you've learned.
Failing.
There's no such thing as failing in science. Even when you don't get the results you expected, you learn from it. You learn from it.
It doesn't mean it hurts less.
No, it doesn't.
At least you're not walking on the ceiling.
What?
No, because what I was trying was not as grand as what you were doing.
Nusker actually smiles at the compliment.
Or silly.
Well, what would you like to learn about Ars Fortunae?
Well, what's exactly the theory behind it? Because entropy falls under kind of a lot and very diverse possibility. But I'm thinking, well, trying to work with fate might actually be a good try, even if that's probably going to backlash on my face.
Start small.
In the Order of Hermes, we understand Fortunae as being... Well, over the years, our beliefs have adapted, but the basic understanding is that, yes, it is fate and fortune. I understand it in a more simpler and pure way. Entropic forces are constantly at play in the universe. The universe is constantly being rendered into a simpler, more chaotic state. If we are able to understand and manipulate this, we are able to achieve certain effects. Also, if we are able to manipulate to understand it, we are able to predict. So, you will be able to predict outcomes of seemingly chaotic events or manipulate them as you see fit. Which would you prefer to learn about? I will be happy to do a demonstration.
Well, I think a demonstration speaks more than many words.
Sure. Well, does Theo smoke?
Yes, he does a bit. Not as much as Constantine, but yes, he does.
You smoke cigarettes, correct?
I do.
So, one aspect would be, if I'm able to reduce a chaotic and entropic factor in your life, such as your smoking of harmful cigarettes, I would be able to manipulate the entropic forces on you, making it less likely that some great catastrophe would happen. In a more layman's terms, it would mean your life would take on a more lucky edge, or so it would appear.
You want me to take a different crossroad?
Eyebrow raises. No.
I mean, from your explanation, I'm walking a path in which I happen to be smoking. If you want to change that, this means that I'm taking another path to another direction. Or at least that's the way I interpret it.
You can interpret it that way if you like. But in a very literal sense, every person has entropic energy within them, entropic potential. At any time in our lives, there is a chance that something catastrophic happens, ultimately leading to our death. The more entropic potential a system or a person has, the more likely something catastrophic and bad is to happen to them. If we take away entropic energy from a system, then it is more stabilized, less likely to break down.
He's gonna nod, but damn,
Nausicaa,
Ava,
don't forget that it has to fit his world of ideals. You said at first, you would not be able to help him because your way of seeing the world is so different from what others of us are thinking. So keep that in mind, that your explanation is how you see it, but he will have to find his own way of seeing it.
he also looks slightly disappointed. Well, okay.
Ava burps.
Just a literal demonstration then.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a coin?
Actually, I always have coins on me, as
Okay.
he is going to take out a coin and hand it to Nausicaa.
Nausicaa is going to take the coin and, yeah, she'll actually take out her wand. She'll kind of scowl at everyone, turn around, and behind her back, she's actually going to pull out a notepad, because she'll do this with a practice roll, and she'll start working out various things. And in the end, she will, with her coin, essentially over the top of it with a kind of blue resonance, do the symbol for the golden ratio, kind of giving good fortune, and certain other things around it. And this will be an entropy effect. Basically, she's going to make the coin flip up heads like 10 times in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's one success. Another roll. Oop, that is less. There we are. 3 should do it. So yeah, and she will turn around and she'll hand the coin to Theo. Flip it 10 times, and I'm going to call it.
As he's gonna flip the coin.
And Nausicaa will say... Yeah, Nausicaa will say tails.
He's gonna open
Tails.
tails. And he's gonna continue.
Each time Nostra is going to say tails, and because of the effect, each time it is going to come up tails. 10 times in a row.
Okay, I see. Pretty much. I'm pretty sure this is a completely normal coin, so yeah. There's no way without sort of manipulation you would be able to have it on the good side.
Well, there is a 1 in 1,024 chance that this was simple probability and good luck, but I'm informing you that it's not. You will be able to manipulate. And she kind of like stops herself and says, the threads of fate, as it were.
Think what you could do at the blackjack table.
Think of what you could do on the stock market.
Well, I mean,
Looks
what,
like it gives James a meaningful look. Dude, take me for an amateur.
yeah,
Hmm.
But yes, manipulation of entropic forces, as James points out, is the key to my wealth. As well as certain levels of prediction, done with the sphere of time.
Hmm.
so
I guess.
Yes. Oh.
So you can also associate multiple spheres to have a different effect, which would mean that if I were to say have a mastery, a certain mastery of time, and let's say matter, I would be able to use psychometric on an object.
Psychometrics. Object reading.
Yes, object reading.
Potentially. And yes, coming to the same effect can be done multiple ways. For example, the flipping of the coin. You can manipulate probability with Ars Fortunae. Or you could simply try and predict it with Ars Temporis, the sphere of time. You could even potentially control it with Ars Essente, the sphere of forces. Or you could simply make the coin have two of the same side with the sphere of matter, Ars Materia.
Look at all these big already science.
It is up to you to find the way that works best for you. Also, this place is something of a... this place is something of a flexible reality. In the actual world, more ham-fisted manipulations of reality can often lead to what Ava just experienced, a backlash. Subtlety is your friend.
Who is my friend?
Subtlety.
Oh.
Just because something is blatant doesn't mean that it doesn't require finesse.
So you have been learning with Lorenzo.
Yes.
James is quite right. Sometimes blatancy is needed.
I see. So,
I can show you something more blatant.
Okay, are you gonna throw fireballs?
No.
Okay.
Why don't you show us what you've been learning, though, apprentice?
I am an apprentice. I am not your apprentice.
I know. But still, a demonstration. I would be interested, if you would humor me.
Fine. And James will go over to a small gathering of torches. And he will take out a flip lighter from his pocket. Proceed to light them.
Yay, lighting lighters.
What's your favorite color, Theo?
Green.
Green. Any particular shade?
Jade.
Jade. Okay. And James will go over to the middle of the circle of torches. And he will begin to sing. This is a practice roll. All right, so it goes down by 1. So this is, I want to say difficulty 4. I think I have that right. Well, actually,
What
no.
are you trying to do here?
Well, first he's going to change the colors of the fire, and then he's going to change their shape.
What's his 2 is diff 5.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 2 successes. Another practice roll. It's no successes on that, so this is diff 5. That's still 2. That's 2 more successes, and I'm gonna go for a final one. Because what he's doing is a little complex. All right, that's a really good practice roll. So now it's diff 3. And that's 3 more successes. So he begins to sing, and as he stretches his arm out between, or his arm out to each of the torches, as he's continuing to sing, each torch begins to burn a vibrant green jade. When he completes the circle, he holds out the other hand, and each of the flames start to move to different points on his outstretched arms. And as they do, their shape changes into that of small songbirds made of fire and still green.
Well, that's not something you see every day. As yep. He just looks at the other like, yeah, am I just the only one being impressed by his shit?
Nausicaa definitely looks, yeah, she looks reasonably, impressed, I guess. But not probably on like the same like holy shit level. Like she's kind of used to this.
He's done something like this in the past.
Done some pretty badass stuff, especially onto display.
So, Now, I could possibly attack with these, but I can't create the fire yet. I can only manipulate what's there. Soon, I'll be able to. And as you brought it up, be able to simply throw fireballs. Will that necessarily be effective? Not always.
Okay.
Yes, if you study hard and you apply yourself, you can learn some pretty impressive things. And
All right.
Ultiga is then going to do her own little bit of showing off. And yeah,
Show off
she's
to the new kid.
yeah, completely. And she is gonna basically just like step up into the air. And literally just start walking up like invisible steps.
As he's just looking because like his brain has some difficulty to compute. Oh, okay. Walking in 3D. That's it's not something you see every day.
No. And
Also-
Nausicaa's almost gonna kinda like jump off the kind of like area that she was on and just kind of like float. She's just gonna like float upside down for a bit. And you can definitely see that there's a kind of like something you never saw in Nausicaa, like especially like towards the beginning of she's definitely kind of satisfied that her friends, or she thinks of her friends as being kind of like a little bit impressed at least.
Well, that sure can be very practical.
It is.
Probably kind of hard to pull outside. But yeah, I guess if we had the choice of being shot or just walking off in the air to get on the roof of another building, yep. Worth.
No, it's my job to shoot back.
And he's very good at it.
Yeah.
That makes me think then, is there a place for target practice?
Right over there.
There's a couple of gun ranges nearby, but yeah, we can probably use here.
All right, good to know. Wouldn't want to get rusty.
Can you shoot?
I used to be a police officer before all this.
I mean, getting a certification every couple of months doesn't. Never mind.
Ava, perhaps you would like to also do a demonstration of your skills, so he has a broader understanding of the potential that awaits him.
Well.
No pressure.
Most of the things that I do are not really that much for show. Not much I can do that is actually visible.
Ava is being modest. She has a considerable understanding of Ars Mentis, from what I understand.
Yeah, you know what you cannot see. What I'm doing to your brains.
Tell Theo to think of a number between 1 and 1,000,000. And you can guess it.
I already showed him the most important thing, how to fuck up.
Looks like a scowl slightly. Maybe it's just not Theo that you need to prove you're a good mage to.
Come on, it's Hermetic show and tell.
Making sure it.
I need to show you that I am a good mage.
No.
No, you need to show yourself.
Okay, I can come up with something, I guess. But I would need one of you to be, well, willing to be part of it.
I'll
Well,
do it.
okay.
Okay.
So that way Theo can witness the best.
Okay.
I'll just point out that there's a very simple mind effect you can do with Mind 3, which is very
Mind blast.
visual. No, not Mind Blast, sharing your perceptions.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I haven't really come up with a road about that yet, so.
Also, literary mental illusions.
Yeah.
Actually, mental illusions, could you do that with correspondence mixed in? Could you do it for a group? Because that would be
You
amazing.
could do that with Flat Mind 3. I
Yeah,
thought.
Mind
For a
3.
group, like make it visible for everyone.
It would just be
Yeah.
just be more successes required.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that. I just need to come up with a quick way how. Okay, yeah, no, I know how. Of course I know how. So, actually, yeah, so Ava kind of stops and is like, wait, maybe I have another idea. And from her bag, she'll grab her dream diary. She'll grab a pen. Rather specific one, I think. Let me see. If she had like a feather.
A quill, not a
Quill.
feather.
Yes. Sorry, I couldn't come up with the words. This is
English hard.
yeah. So she'll take her quill out of her bag as well, and she'll just start writing something in her dream diary. Like anyone who wishes to read like what she's writing down, it's it's in Swedish, so good luck. And then she'll take out her wand, and after she's done writing, she'll kind of wave the wand in a certain pattern in front of the page, basically the symbol of symbol of dream, I think, actually. Or like, I don't know exactly how Enochian script works, if that's like symbols for words or for letters. So she'll just spell out dream. vision.
Enochian has an alphabet. It's an
Okay.
alphabet, not a alpha syllabary or something like that.
In that case, she'll go with vision. She'll just write vision, like basically with her wand on the page, so it's not actually in words there, but just making the motions. And what she's written down is basically 2 rabbits are hopping on the grass, because why the fuck not? And she's gonna try and visualize it for everyone.
So you're gonna need 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Well, that's 4 already. There's 5. So
Here to
yeah,
narrate.
what kind of happens is as Ava slowly puts down her wand, is that almost like from the air, it's kind of starts to shimmer and flicker quite a little bit, and then it's like almost see-through illusions of rabbits, and they're becoming clearer and clearer as they hop around on the grass in between all the mages.
Huh. Okay. Um. Was there always rabbits, or am I like seeing things, or is it you doing things?
There are no animals here. Well, beside Paris, but he comes and goes. How do you like my rabbits?
They're nice. Well, that sure can bring a lot. Like, that can be very useful in a lot of situations.
Yeah. She'll actually look at Nausicaa and James because they've definitely not seen that yet.
Could you do that with anything?
James is smiling.
Yes. Anything I can write? I could have chosen to write a great big ball of fire, and you would probably be running.
Actually, let's have a bit of fun here because I just
Oh, boy.
stumbled on a roll.
Okay.
Due to the fact that all of you have been made aware of the fact that what you see is indeed a vision and not something real.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Nope, doesn't work that easily. Give me a second. Because I stumbled upon the rules for disbelieving illusions. It's a willpower. It's a willpower roll against mental illusions. You need 5 successes or more. And I'm gonna say the difficulty will be 4. So feel free to roll.
Willpower, sorry.
Willpower. Straight up willpower.
Willpower.
The 4 you need at least 5 successes to.
Wow.
Oh, I only have 4. I have 2 successes.
Nope, the rabbits are still there.
Let's check. Okay.
If the difficulty is 4 and I need... Oh, wait, no. Never mind.
Ow.
1 success off.
No, I like them rabbits. They stay here.
That you're
We all
glad
like
you got that
rabbits.
roll out of the way.
Damn.
Yeah, no, the rabbits are very much there.
Nausicaa goes over to Ava and whispers in her ear. And she's going to whisper, could you make James do a silly dance?
It's imagination land all over again.
And Ava will look back and will simply say, I could, but that would not be done with this, but I would actually need to be inside someone's minds,
No,
which is
I
a lot
mean
harder.
another James.
Oh, okay. Sure, I could try that. And
It also has that evil kind of mischievous grin she sometimes has on. Oh, it's not a grin. It's like a kind of evil, mischievous look, like that kid in that picture with the burning fire, with the burning house.
yeah, Alpha will start writing again. Which means I'll have to try another fucking 5 successes. If I botch, this will be on your head. That's nothing. That's 1 success. What would the difficulty be?
Since it's a mind 3 effect, diff would be 6.
6, okay.
Isn't
that's
it? Isn't it our
successes.
willpower +3 or something?
4 successes.
If she's creating an illusion
And
of
we have a
James,
botch on 4 successes. No, she's not on James, on everyone. But there's the botch.
You love.
I got a botch! I
That's
told you on your head be it, Robbie. But this is gonna be more
this is
painful.
your fucking
Oi.
turn.
this is 3 paradox.
I also had 4 from like the amount of successes I had.
Ooh.
Yeah, like I was 1 success away from having this.
Yeah, keep that 7.
Okay, so the 7 I gain, right?
No, you gain 3 and you keep the 4 that you haven't exploded.
The 3.
No,
The
3 you haven't exploded.
Yeah.
So, okay, another 7. Great. Oi. Rolling. And that is 1, 2, 3. That will burn in my head. Well, in my body somewhere. And that is, yeah. So I burned 3 paradox because of that. So I will stick at 4. And I will gain another 2 bashing.
You can roll the
Which,
soak. right?
again, I will not soak. So now
No,
I'm at
you won't.
4 bashing. This is hurting.
that was pretty bruised up.
Oh yeah, she's not going anywhere tonight.
Healing
How
up
does-
for bashing is very easy for certain people if you feel the need to.
Yeah, we might want to go look for Boris at this point.
Yeah, you see Ava's hands getting some like very long and narrow bruises going across her arms, like she's been like hit with a very narrow stick or something. Like something whipped the palms, not the palms, the other side of her hands. And they hurt like hell.
Oh yeah. So she will drop the book and the quill.
If the kind of the same bad thing happens, Nozu's kind of like smile goes away and she looks pretty guilty. What? Are you okay again?
I mean, is that all that's happening, George?
Yep. For the
Okay.
moment.
Oh fuck. Okay. So, yeah, Alva kind of grabbing her her lower arms, pressing them against her. It's like, oh fuck. Yes. I think the universe is trying to tell me not to show off. I agree with the universe at this point. Oh fuck.
I'm gonna call Boris. You look hurt.
I'm fine.
Let's at least get some ice on that.
With 3 successes, is
That would be
Boris
nice.
in the chantry?
I mean, at least
Yep.
probably some red meat.
So Nausicaa kind of closes her eyes and, using the instrument she has on her, kind of sends her senses flitting out in the chantry, finds a Boris, and behind Boris a voice will appear. Boris, Ava's hurt herself. Could you come to the temple?
Yeah.
The last thing you hear after turning off your senses is like a loud facepalm. Like,
Again. Yeah.
oh.
God damn it.
Probably a minute later, through the grass and through the marble of the temple, you hear heavy footsteps. And yeah, Boris looks at all of you, gives a bit of a side eye to Theo because he hasn't met you, and what the fuck are you doing in here? And then he looks at Nausicaa and says, "Is so hard to just come over, tap on shoulder."
I didn't know where you were. This was easier.
I could have been out of the chantry. You could have
could-
bumped into someone completely different.
Could have been, but you weren't.
Gives you a bit of a side eye and says, "You know, sometimes luck can work against you."
Ava's hurt herself. Maybe overextended while she was doing magic.
Boris kneels down next to Ava, looks at her. It's that he's looking at you the same way a parent looks at their child when they figure out their child's stupid, for lack of a better term. Like, I still love you, you're my kid, but you're a bit stupid. And he looks at you and switches instantly to Russian. What did you do this time?
It's just trying out on creating illusions. It's before that I tried to look into the spirit world.
And
Which also failed.
He looks at your eyes and see after something like this, and he like points at your eyes, happened. What makes you think it was a good idea to go forward?
Because it was something completely different.
Are you trying to show off, Fox Cub?
She turns red because, yeah, although it wasn't really her idea, but she'll simply nod. Yeah. A little.
Okay. And
I would think Boris does see like the other effects that are still active, like the songbirds.
Rabbits.
the rabbits, well, he wouldn't
Well,
see the
probably.
rabbits.
No,
Nausicaa is currently walking like a couple of inches above the ground as well.
Need I remind all of you this is Boris?
No, but my point is the rest of them have been showing off as well.
yeah, it's pretty obvious that they've been showing off.
I like the fact that you're under the impression that Boris cares about the rest of you.
No, but no, that's not it. But if he's kind of like having a go at her for showing off, then the rest of them have all been showing off as well.
Yeah, but the rest, like, you didn't
The
call me
rest-
to fix
Okay.
all of you. You called me to fix Ava.
Yeah,
You guys didn't get hurt while showing off. God damn it.
We didn't mess up showing off.
Oh my god, I hate my.
We didn't fall out of the tree.
I swear I'm gonna change my name on the forum to Queen of Botches because this is just her.
Okay, and yeah, Boris looks at you. And you haven't learned how to fix yourself.
I don't know how to use life sphere. I can get my mind to ignore the wounds, I'm pretty sure, and it's not too bad. Just I didn't ask to call you.
You want me to leave you like this?
I mean, I wouldn't have called you, but now you're here. It would be helpful, but I'm not gonna.
You know, if you swallow your pride, you're not gonna choke on it.
That would turn slightly more red. Going to that nice shade where you think like, that might be purple.
To match her eyes.
Yep. Well, what little pride I have left after this.
There is no shame in asking for help. But fate helps those that help themselves.
Well,
You know your magic is moody.
at best.
Best.
At
I'm
least
not
no
gonna-
one else got hurt.
I'm not gonna be here every time you screw up.
I'm not asking you to.
Then learn how to fix yourself, how to heal yourself.
Fine, I'll look into it.
Even though James can understand this conversation as it's in
Pretending
Russian,
very hard not to.
he is suddenly very interested in a brick wall. This is a nice brick wall. This is a great brick wall.
Nausicaa's just staring at the conversation. She doesn't understand, obviously.
Ay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alva is very much aware that James knows Russian.
Boris just doesn't give a fuck, even though he is fully aware that James speaks Russian. And he has a slight feeling that Nausicaa might, even though she wouldn't admit it. Yeah. So he looks at Ava dead in the eye, and his face goes from like stern to like back to his kind grandpa Russian Hagrid mood. Says, points a finger at you and says, last time, unless the black suits are involved. Are we clear?
Yes, Boris.
Boris takes out his knife, pricks his finger, splatters a bit of his blood on Ava's face,
Ew.
mutters something in that wonderful language that sounds like Russian but isn't Russian. And yeah, Ava is completely healed.
Nausicaa is now hanging upside down in midair. Also, Boris, you should meet Theo. He's a new member of our cabal.
Boris looks at you and more than anything else, he looks annoyed.
You know, you really shouldn't do that for long. All the blood could rush to your head.
Actually, the gravitational forces are simply reversed. I've redefined the definition of up.
Okay.
Ew.
Anything else you might want from me while I'm here? He's basically mocking and looking you straight in the eyes, even though you're upside down.
I don't want you to. But he is going to be living here.
And you see Boris almost raising his hand and like fidgeting with his fingers and with his tongue. Very, very tempted to actually no, Peony this.
Do I have to? I don't think Nausicaa cares.
No, anyone who cares about Boris's expression and the fact that he's fidgeting with his fingers.
I will do the beginning. I don't want him to, like, I don't know, do what with Nausicaa.
Yeah, I will too.
I swear to God, please don't botch this.
Nah, I don't
Well,
see
you know.
shit.
Botches. I hope that I have lived through my botches for tonight.
Never say never.
Perception. No, I know. Oh God, I know.
Ah, James botches.
Alva does not.
Okay. Ava, there is something you've known Boris probably for the longest time and best out of everyone in the Chantry, except maybe Grace. You know that when he gets this look, especially when it comes to Nausicaa, he's pondering to himself whether he should do something to her just for the sake of teaching her a lesson and stopping her from being smug. James, on the other hand, you see Boris displaying an unfamiliar type of obedience to Nausicaa, to a point in which he actually sees her as being a potential leader of this Chantry.
Oh god.
He
What the fuck?
he botched. It's my call. Okay. There is a reverence about him. There is a like, you know, when your boss tells you to do something that you don't like and you just like have to suck it in. It's kind of the same thing.
He looks
That's
up.
adequate, given the situation.
Ava would just place her hand on like Boris's arm and like shaking her head with kind of a pleading look. Like, please don't.
He looks at you and just says in Russian, "One day," and then moves towards this newcomer, this new figure who looks like a protagonist from a movie that should not have been put out, but that's another story. Anyhow,
Point break.
I like that move. Unpopular opinion.
okay, we can talk about it afterwards. Yeah, and he just like takes a few steps back and looks at Theo from like bottom to top.
I mean, outside of the fact that he got earth smeared across his eyes, probably also have a small feint of wine and honey. He's pretty plain. As you look at that fucking giant of a Russian steppes. I'm Theodorus Andronikos, and I'm new and I came from this portal.
He looks
Your
at you.
Boris, I take it?
Yes, I'm Boris, and he extends his hand, just probably like twice as big as yours.
Yeah, he's gonna take the hand as he's thinking, thank the gods I never had to arrest that guy.
Yeah. And yeah, he turns back at the other three and says, "So, you want to show off to him just because he's new?"
I think it was. I think it was more that we were showing off to each other, not necessarily just to him.
We were showing him what he one day might be capable of.
He gives you three a bit of a cocky smile and says, Interesting. Can I join?
Certainly.
Am I going to be Paris and I have to give a golden apple to somebody?
Nausicaa will turn to Theo. Boris is a highly advanced mage, much more than us three. You're in for something exciting.
If I can actually find Boris's sheet. Yeah.
She still appears to be upside down in the air. She seems to be enjoying that.
I swear to God, Robbie, you're tempting me. Yeah, so he looks at Theo and says, "So, Theo,
Yes.
what do you want to see?"
I don't really know what you're capable of, but as he's thinking, shape shifting. As he's like, I mean, I don't know. He's certainly not thinking. I mean, you look like a bear. I wouldn't be surprised if you can shape shift.
And he looks at you and says, "Okay, is easy. But if that's what you want to see, and that is your curiosity about magic, we can do that." I was thinking you want to see something more extreme.
I mean, we can go extreme shape shifting, and you turn into Golden Rain. But like literally, I don't know. I saw somebody who flies, somebody who turned flame into a different color and turned it into certain shapes. No, I maintain it. I want to see shape shifting.
Okay. Think of an animal.
And he's gonna think about an animal. Do you need me to tell you what it is?
Usually helps.
He's thinking about a hydra.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, he said, something impressive and all, and he's like, okay. He's thinking a hydra.
Okay, just for the cinematic effect here, I'm not gonna roll. So yeah.
Yeah, nobody cares about the rolls. Just
you see
ham.
You see Boris looking straight into your eyes. You see his lips moving as he's chanting something. Gives you a bit of a smile. Says, okay. Takes a few steps back. And you see a sort of wind blowing around him. A sort of a small tornado. And you see him you see his body collapsing upon itself somehow and turning into a very, very large egg. You see this egg cracking with a loud sound. And from this head emerges a snake that grows larger and larger to a point in which it's a couple of feet tall. From probably the mid part of the snake, emerges another head, and another head, and another head. Oh, to the point in which the whole thing has 7 heads, like the mythic Hydra you're thinking of. You see it. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just wondering, like at no point it was spoken, right, that there was going to be Snake/Hydra?
Oh yeah, no, it's not spoken. He thinks about it very hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I was just gonna, involuntarily scramble backwards because the last time she met a snake, it bit her. It hurt it.
I'm also gonna fly a little bit away for sure.
Yeah, this is the kind of snake that if it bit you, it would bite off like the
Yeah.
entire upper half of your body.
No, I get that. It's just that, um, this is like, I mean, she knows it's Boris, but still, just the first reaction is to like scramble out of the way.
Just for cinematic effect and keeping with the myth, from the drooling heads of this monstrosity, you see drips of saliva dropping on the ground, and where it lands on the ground, it burns the grass. It's like acid pouring down. From all the 7 heads in a very deep, very raspy, hissing voice, you hear those 7 heads speaking in perfect synchron. Happy now? As all 7 of them just like shift instantly and look to Theo.
Oh yes, I'm definitely happy.
I'm guessing something moves in Nausicaa. And she's a bit fangirling on the inside.
Yeah, as much as like she's kind of like definitely like floated away a bit. Now it's some cool like Hydra. She's just kind of floating a little closer, looking.
From the tip of one of the heads of this Hydra, you see a bit of smoke coming out. The main head, the center head, starts burning with a vivid emerald flame, to a point in which the entire body, this entire creature is a giant emerald flame. You see the head going after the birds that James made, and just like and engulfing all 3 of them. And this flame extinguishes itself till all that remains is a big lump of ash, from which Boris emerges in his human form, just like nonchalantly brushing off the ash from his coat.
Well,
Yep.
okay then.
That's pretty rad. As he's thinking in his head, like, I could have gone for another monster.
Nausicaa's face definitely looks like, do another one. Again.
Ava is more trying to calm herself down. Pretending while she's not to.
Well, I mean, there's no way to put it around it. That's That's pretty impressive from my perspective.
Boris makes a little bow. It's nice to stretch.
Well, I think also I need to go because it's 2 a.m. So I think this demonstration is a good way to end the scene.
Yeah. Okay. Then I guess with this fair display of magical power, we're gonna end this little showing off and training session. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, ST, for staying. And we will see you all again in Living World of Darkness Mage Venue.